In this video, we're taking a look at some of the double angle identities that are available to us in trigonometry. So we're looking at the very first example here, and it says 2 cosine squared of 22.5 minus 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to match this right here with one of the angles that's over here. So 2 cosine squared of some theta minus 1 is what we're looking for. So I'm going to take a look over here. And it looks like the 2 cosine squared is this formula right here that I'm going to use. And notice that it is double whatever this is right here. So in order to find this, it's actually real simple. You take this value right here for A and you multiply it by 2, and then you simply find the cosine of that value. So let's go ahead and zoom out real quick. Take a look over here. This right here is going to take the place of our A. All right, so now all we have to do is find the cosine of 2A, and that's what we're going to do. So we're going to say, okay, well, then this is just the equivalent of cosine of 2 times 22.5. Okay, so these two we're going to equate. So this becomes the cosine of 45 degrees. And if you have your unit circle handy, all you have to do is look it up. So let's go ahead and look at our unit circle here. We're going to look at 45 degrees, and our cosine is this value right here of square root of 2 over 2. So to answer this question right over here, the answer to this right here is the square root of 2 over 2. And that's the answer to the entire problem. Okay, so just using these double angle identities, we're able to solve this right here and simplify it. So in this next example, we have 2 tangent of 30 degrees over 1 minus tangent squared of 30 degrees. Now I'm going to look at this double angle formula identities, or double angle identities rather, and I'm going to take a look and I see, well, this is equivalent to the tangent of 2a. So you're going to take this guy right here and you are going to double him, and then you're just going to find the tangent of that value. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So what we're going to do is, we said this is a formula for tangent of 2 times 30, which is the tangent of 60 degrees. All right. So when we have the tangent of 60 degrees, what that means for us is that we're going to go over to 60 degrees, and I need you to recall that tangent is y divided by x. In other words, it's the sine divided by the cosine. All right, the y value divided by the x value, in this case, at this mark, 60 degrees. So let's take a look. 60 degrees, here is my y, here is my x. All right, so I have the square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2. All right, so let's see here. We have the square root of 3 over 2 divided by 1/2. Now I tell my students, and I've said this for many, many years, I said, when dividing fractions, always remember 2 KFC. What does that mean? Keep the first fraction, square root of 3 over 2. Flip the second fraction, so 1 over 2 becomes 2 over 1. And then it's change the sign from division to multiplication. Now, you might hear it in fancier terms, and they may say, well, multiply by the reciprocal of the second fraction, but this is exactly what they mean. So the 2's right here cross out, leaving you with, well, the square root of 3 over 1, which is just the square root of 3. So this right here is what the tangent of 60 is. This is what this double angle formula over here is as well. So this is our answer for this example right here. Okay, in this last example, we're going to take a look at a value in radians. So this right here, the 7 pi over 12 will correspond to our a value. We have 1 minus 2 sine squared of 7 pi over 12. So this is again our a. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at this, And we're going to say, okay, well, what does that correspond to? 1 minus 2 sine squared of some angle. Let's see here. 1 minus 2 sine squared of some angle. Right here is this one for the cosine of a double angle. So this will be equivalent then to the cosine of 2 times 7 pi over 12. Okay, so what does that look like to me? Well, 2 times 7, that's 14 pi out of 12, and then that reduces to 7 pi out of 6. So then looks like I'm just looking for the cosine of 7 pi over 6. So again, keep your unit circle handy here, and you look at the circle. 7 pi out of 6 is this value right here, and the cosine again is the x value, so it looks like the answer is going to be the negative square root of 3 over 2. So to answer this question back over here, negative square root of 3 over 2 is the answer that we're looking for. Okay, so again, these are the double angle identities that we took a look at, and I'm going to show them once more on the screen. But what you end up seeing, you know, this is a pre-calculus topic, but you get into calculus and there's different things that you want to do in calculus, and a lot of these come up. I guarantee they will come up. And if you don't have a working knowledge of these, if you don't really have these internalized and memorized, calculus becomes a lot harder. So it's great then in pre-cal to really understand what's going on and really to have a general knowledge that they exist, so that in calculus you can say, hey, you know, this looks familiar. Let me go back and check if there's some kind of identity that will help me simplify. And more often than not, there is. You know, those problems are set up very intentionally so that you can use some of these identities and be able to simplify the process for yourself. So these are a few examples on double angle identities, so good luck.